Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Always exciting to be back.
So we've been getting a lot of questions lately about, all these supplements we're seeing pop up everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
And actually, you sent over this podcast episode you listened to called Stay Healthy with Easy Tips. And I gotta admit, it really piqued my curiosity too. Like, there's so many supplements out there these days, and it can get a little overwhelming.
It definitely can be.
Where do we even start?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that podcast because it really highlights how people are becoming so much more like proactive about their well-being now.
Absolutely. And they dove into a few supplements that are really trending right now. And one that stood out to me was magnesium. I feel like I'm hearing about it everywhere.
Magnesium is definitely having a moment.
Yeah. And it's not just for athletes anymore.
Right, it's gone mainstream.
Yeah.
And for good reason. It's involved in hundreds of bodily functions. I mean, think about muscle function, sleep regulation.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that, like for better sleep.
Exactly. And what I find super interesting is the research looking into its potential for managing things like anxiety and migraines. Apparently, it might influence neurotransmitters that are linked to mood, which could explain some of these calming effects that people report.
Wow. So like beyond just soothing muscle cramps after a workout.
Way beyond. And, speaking of the different effects, I actually read a study recently about the different types of magnesium supplements.
Oh, is there a difference? Like, does it matter what kind you take?
Yeah, it really does. Some are absorbed better than others, like magnesium glycinate. That's often recommended for sleep and anxiety. While magnesium citrate, you might find that works better for digestive issues.
Wow, who knew there was so much to it? Okay, so moving on from magnesium, this podcast also talked about collagen, which has become like the ultimate buzzword, wouldn't you say?
Oh, totally. And it's interesting because it's not just about, looking younger, although that's definitely part of its appeal.
Right, the fountain of youth, everyone wants that.
Exactly. But on a more serious note, collagen is a protein. It gives structure to our skin, our bones, tendons, you name it. But the thing is, we naturally produce less as we age.
Oh, so that's why we get wrinkles.
Exactly. Wrinkles, joint stiffness, all those telltale signs.
So taking a collagen supplement, that's a way to kind of like counteract that natural decline.
That's the idea. And while a lot of the marketing focuses on the beauty aspect, there's actually some promising research on its effects on joint health, especially for conditions like osteoarthritis.
Really?
Yeah, studies are showing it might help reduce joint pain and improve mobility.
So it's not just about looking good, but actually feeling good from the inside out.
Exactly. It's a holistic approach.
Which is something I'm noticing more and more these days, that focus on overall well-being. And speaking of, let's talk about hair supplements, another big one from the podcast.
Oh yeah, hair supplements are huge. And I get it, right? Our hair takes a beating, heat styling, weather, even stress, and what we eat can impact it.
Absolutely. I've been trying to use less heat on mine, but it's a struggle.
I hear you. But that's where these supplements come in. They often include things like biotin, which is a B vitamin that's really important for hair growth,
Right, right.
and zinc, which helps with cell growth and repair,
Uh-huh.
plus keratin, a protein that makes up your hair's structure.
So they're trying to tackle it from all angles.
Exactly. It's about supporting those healthy hair goals.
And it's not just about vanity anymore, right? I feel like people are genuinely concerned about hair thinning and damage.
Absolutely. There's a real shift toward proactive hair health, and these supplements play into that.
Okay, so we've covered magnesium, collagen, hair supplements, all about human health. But then this podcast threw in a bit of a curveball,
Tell me it wasn't.
dog supplements.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that up.
It took me by surprise too, but it makes sense, right?
Yeah, totally. It's part of this larger trend. People are treating their pet's health just as importantly as their own.
It's true. Like, I even give my dog a glucosamine supplement. But how important are these things for pets, really?
Well, glucosamine, that's a good example. It's crucial for joint health, especially as dogs get older, just like us.
Makes sense.
And then you've got omega-3 fatty acids. Those are often added for healthy skin and a shiny coat.
Ah, so that's the secret.
And of course, probiotics, which are great for gut health, which is important for everyone, pets included.
So it seems like everyone's jumping on the supplement bandwagon these days, from magnesium potentially helping our minds and bodies to collagen for that youthful aging and hair supplements for those luscious locks. And even our furry friends are getting in on the action. It's all about being proactive.
Yeah, it really is. And it shows how much people are prioritizing their well-being these days, which is great. But this boon in the supplement industry, it also begs the question, how do we navigate it all?
Right. How do we make smart choices? Because there are so many options.
Exactly. And that's where things can get tricky. You really need to understand the science behind these supplements, know the potential benefits, and any risks involved.
Informed decision making is key, for sure. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, just scratching the surface of this massive world of supplements. But hopefully, it's given everyone a starting point.
And a good reminder that it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor or registered dietitian before adding any new supplements.
Such an important point, especially with so much information out there. Well, with that, we're going to wrap up this deep dive. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
And until next time, keep those questions coming. We love hearing